How to complete a spray record. Spray records are standardised documents that can be filled out by a variety of people who apply chemicals under various situations and conditions. Therefore, you do not have to fill out every field in a spray record. It is only necessary to fill out those sections of the record that apply to the specific work being undertaken. You should find out from the appropriate authorities what are the requirements for the record keeping in the state or territory in which you are undertaking the work. This is especially important for those who live near a border and may work in one or more of the state or territories. In some cases, your local state or territory authorities may have minimum requirements for record keeping. You should also check with your insurance company, and if you work under a QA system, what their record keeping requirements are, as they may have additional record keeping requirements. In the first section of the record, you will fill out your employer's name. This is your name if you are self-employed, or the person you are employed by if you are an employee. Or if you are a contractor, the person or business who contracted you to undertake the work. The property address is the physical address of the property where the work is actually carried out. The employer's contact name. This can be the person who employed you, the person who manages the property for the owner, or the person who supervises this work for the owner or manager. In this section of the record, you will have areas to record information that will generally be needed to be known before you commence the work, such as where the pesticide is to be applied. This is an exact location where the pesticide will actually be applied. The personal protective equipment. This is the PPE that is specifically required by the label of the chemical being used. The application equipment. This may be recommended by the label or an advisor, and is to be used for the work. Pest type. This is the pest that is targeted, and in some cases can also mean the stage of growth at the time of application. Speed. The speed that you have worked out you need to travel, or the speed that is recommended for the equipment and/or nozzles being used. Water volume. Some labels will recommend a water volume to be used for the situation, the type of nozzle or equipment being used, the level of infestation for targeted pest, or the speed you are travelling at when applying the chemical. Nozzles. Different situations or types of equipment may require you to use different nozzles, and in some situations you may even need to use different nozzles on the same piece of equipment. This needs to be accurately recorded. Spray pressure. This can also be recommended by the label or equipment manufacturer and may differ for different pests and situations, or the targeted area where that chemical has to be applied. Additional information such as signage used and neighbour notifications can also be recorded in this part of the record sheet. Treatment comments. This is a description of what is to be treated and how, including the order of treatment for different areas. This section of the record will record the name of the person or persons doing the application of the chemicals, the start and finish time for the treatment, the trade name of the chemical, and in some cases the active constituent, as well as the label's recommended mixing rates and the total amount of mixed chemical used to complete the work. Under weather conditions, the weather conditions should be measured at the start of the work being undertaken. If the conditions change significantly during the work, then they should be re-recorded. Or if you have to stop work for a period of time due to factors such as too much wind, then this time period should also be recorded. Under the operator's comments, you should have anything out of the ordinary that occurs during the application, in case this affects the results or could possibly result in off-target damage. The record should be signed and dated by the person carrying out the treatment. Now that you have been provided with the information you will need to complete your spray records in the future, you may have noticed that there have been some areas of this training record that have been left blank. The information that has been inserted into this record has come from the case study. Please look at these blank areas: the description of where the pesticide was applied, the personal protective equipment used, the label mixing rate, the amount of mix used, the temperature, wind speed, wind direction and humidity. And go back over the case study to find the answers and enter these answers into the following questions.